67 and think of nothing, living in darkness. And the diamond lady, well, she's not telling.
You know, it's a funny time of the year, I have to say. We're at that point in mid-March where we're getting the last gasp of winter, where we're going to be transitioning into spring, and as a result too, we're going to be having some weather that's going to be all over the map. Like earlier in the week we had some last-minute snowfall. It started to melt a little bit. Had some warm weather too, so yeah, it's going to be like that for a little while. And on that note, welcome to another edition of the Wandering Youth with Cheese Café. So, decided I wanted to take a little wander around yet again because it is Saturday, weather's starting to get a little nicer, and it's always going to give me a bit more of an excuse to get some recording done. And considering the fact that that the days are going to be going a lot longer because of daylight savings, it means I could be out longer and get some daylight. As for my route, kind of improvising it right now, but I am currently on de la Montagne Street, probably thinking of doing a little walk north up until Mont-Royal and see where I go from there.
If you know the game, agitated, dancing all night.
So just crossed Sherbrooke Street, and if I'm knowing my history and my geography well, apparently this part of downtown is considered the historic Golden Square Mile territory. I think it used to be an affluent neighborhood from back in the day, and there might still be some traces of old mansions from back then that are still standing. I don't know, I have to look up a bit more about this area because I've only been recently looking up all these little areas of Montreal and the historical districts. There's still a lot to learn. But while I'm making my way up here, there's one more thing you could do. Hit that subscribe button below and put your notification bell on. That way if there's a new video coming up, you'll get a pop-up that's ready to view. Oh yeah, and give me a thumbs up too, because the more likes I get, the more these videos are promoted across YouTube. Working up a sweat right now, working uphill. Yep, some things you just can't avoid. Walking uphill means you're going to be out of breath regardless, unless your cardio is top of the mill. If you do have that, props to you. Yep, I'm looking around, and I mentioned there's a lot of old mansions from back in the day that are still standing, and quite a few of them around here. I just passed by Dr. Penfield. That street I passed by before. There was actually almost a year ago. Sorry about that, it tends to happen. This was almost a year ago when I passed by that street, where I did a trip around, I think it was around Rachel, and visited La Chop Angus around the Rosemont area. If you want to see that, click the card in the top right corner and you can revisit it. You know, I might have taken a turn that I'm not sure I can get out of, unless I'm able to sit down. Oh yeah, I can walk on the grass. I was trying to go over here trying to find another path, but I didn't really have too much success, so I'm going to have to go by one of these back streets. I think if I continue further more to Drummond instead of de la Montagne, I should be able to get to some paths and stairways that'll take me right up Mont-Royal. I've done one of those routes years ago, but I want to take another route because it's another one I'm not as familiar with, by which I mean this particular route. The other one I did was the main road that was on Park Avenue and Mont-Royal Avenue East. No, actually west, because it's west of Saint Laurent. Of course, not all these buildings that I see are going to be for homes or historical stuff. From what I could see, some of those were repurposed to be part of the McGill campus, and yeah, that's actually where I'm walking around right now, like on the west side of where the campus is located. And as you can see right now too, I've got more than enough stairs to tackle, so this is actually a step in the right direction for me. I somehow made my way onto Pine Avenue without realizing it. At certain parts of the city, Pine Avenue is what divides downtown Montreal or the Ville-Marie district from the Plateau Mont-Royal. So yeah, kind of at the dividing point. If I want to continue my journey, I'll have to go right across the street. Oh joy, more stairs. Well, not just stairs here, but I do have a path that could take me a little more smoother. But I guess I'm gonna have to take that path because from what I could see, they chained up the stairs right now. And it looks like there's a do not enter sign. My guess is that during the winter they closed that up because I guess they don't want any accidents to be happening with ice, snow, and etc. because nobody likes a lawsuit. Unless you're the one winning the millions, in which case, yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. Seems like I discovered something new. Didn't realize that this drainage area existed. Almost like a makeshift waterfall around here. Kind of nice. Nice scenic route. And once again, taking a different road. Actually, it's making me think back to years ago when I was doing a walk around. I think it was like somewhere on Pine or probably Dr. Penfield. There were a couple of boardwalks at the high point of the mountain that you'd be able to walk along and get a good view of the city. Maybe one day I should check it out when I'm exploring the Côte de Neige area of Montreal. That's one area I haven't really done a visit to in a long, long time. Wow. Yep. I want to say I recognize these stairs, even though it sounds like a very odd turn of phrase, but I think the last time I came here on camera was, yeah, that was back when I did a tribute for my mom, and I did the alternate route and then eventually got to this spot.
Let me bring you love from the fields, poppies red and roses filled with summer rain, to heal the wound and still the pain that threatens again and again as we drag down every lover's lane.
Made it to the top at last. So I'm right in front of the chalet for the mountain, and right by the observatory / lookout point to get a good view of the Montreal skyline and everything. But I am kind of out of breath. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get my thumbnail acquired here. Then I know there's a cafe in here. There's a cafe in here that I know that I saw the last time I was up here. Maybe I could get an Americano to give myself a booster before I finish things up.
And it appears to be very long, appears to be very long, appears to be very long. Time is a long.
Very nice. So, considering I'm at the top of Mont-Royal here, I actually wasn't expecting to find a pretty affordable espresso because I've been to some spots where around here you can spend like an easy $3, even $4 for a shot of espresso. This one's actually less than $3, so I'm definitely pretty happy about it. And it's just a much needed booster for me before I start to make my way elsewhere. As for one of the destinations I was thinking about, well, I was thinking maybe I could go pay a visit to some family and pay my respects to them, because I am kind of approaching March 21st and I haven't been up here in 2 years. So if you've been following me for a while, you kind of know the significance about the date, March 21st. 27 years already, man. So I think I'm just gonna take a quick breather right now, and we'll be right back once I'm done with my respect. One right above the bar that has a cowboy hat on, which I thought was kind of funny. And there's something else I found that's kind of nice here is an old style piano, because this is actually one of those bars where you could get some live music. What am I saying? There's a lot of bars that have live music, but when you look online, they say that a lot of what they'll play is going to be jazz music and even classical. Jazz bars, you know, you do see them from time to time. Like, I can tell you firsthand, one that I remember passing by was Mont-Royal Ave over around Old Montreal, but that seems like more of a wine bar than a jazz bar. The only other one that I remember was the House of Jazz that used to exist on, I think it's President Kennedy in downtown, not too far from where the Bay is located. That location had closed down over the last few years because of the pandemic and etc. But there's apparently a location that's still around up in Labatt. Labatt's a little bit further compared to where I usually like to go, so the chance of me going to visit around there are slim. But that's not to say you can't find any good music venues around here, because this one, it's jazz, which is pretty common, and also classical. That's not exactly a style of music that I imagine seeing played at a bar, but you know what? Stranger things have happened, you know? But while I'm having this, I might think of having something to chow down on, because most of what they're going to have here are some finger food, but I'm kind of having a craving for some salty pig and getting a little Spanish memories relived, so let's do that. Very nice. So you already know that I'm going to want to show off some food or try to relive some old memories when I get this food. So what I ended up getting for myself was a small plate of chorizo sausage, but the beauty is that for the price you pay, it also comes with a small side of pickles, a a batch of olives and some mini toasted baguettes you can serve the chorizo on top of. I guess what you could do is you could take your chorizo, add it on top, and then make yourself a little sandwich. It's lovely stuff. Because this is one of those bars you're not necessarily going to get a full meal with, but you can get some kind of eatings for some awesomeness. Nice. And I didn't want to talk my mouth full, but I've got this because it made me think of the tapas I used to have when I was in Madrid for that 1 week, because I've probably covered it a lot of times on this channel, but here it is again. If you're to go to grab a drink, like grab a beer, grab a glass of wine on a terrace, you just go there and they're going to give you some food right away for free, so you don't even have to worry about a full meal sometimes. You get 1 beer, you might get a bowl of olives, which is a pretty common type of tapas over there. Sometimes you would get a bowl of chips, other places you get maybe some chorizo sausage. And I remember there was one spot that I went to that had cheese drenched in olive oil as a tapas. And if you stick around for another drink, you get another tapas, and sometimes it's going to be an even better one too. So the longer you stay, the better your tapas is going to be. That's just the way it is. So it's almost like for the price of all your drinks you're getting, you're also getting a meal with it too, and you get a lot of bang for your buck, honestly. I love this stuff. And the pickles here are pretty good too. You already know me. I'm Ukrainian, so I already know how to make pickles on my own. But it's the case of when in Rome, or in this case, in the plateau. You just gotta enjoy yourself from time to time. Great olives. Now, as I was in the process of finishing on my chorizo, I realized that I was almost running out of my legendary bear juice, so I had to get another beer for myself for good measure while I'm sitting down. And if you know my style, you know what I'm like. If I'm at a new bar, I like to try a different beer I haven't highlighted before. If I'm at a microbrewery, I like to do a little taster platters, and today it's no exception. I have here something that's called Labatt. So this is supposed to be a Czech-style lager. It's a blonde, but lagers are a bit more caramel colored than a Pilsner. And given the fact I'm in a Czech-style pub, it makes sense I would be ordering something like this. So Czech-style beers, you would think like Staropramen, Bud, which fun fact, Bud is the Czech original, then Budweiser is the one we get in North America that everyone jokes tastes like piss water, but that's a whole other story. So this one's supposed to be 4.5%, their style blonde, but it's not actually a Czech beer, it's Czech style. It's a little bit like when I went to the Ukrainian festival, you got one in the brewery that does a Ukrainian style of lager there, and this one is done by what brewery is it? Okay, it's the Silo Brewery. I feel like I've had their stuff before, but I haven't been to the brewery itself. As far as I can tell, I think I've seen that they're located in Ahuntsic, so definitely on the north center side of Montreal. It's not an area I know as well. I've just done one visit on the channel. I just know I'm going to have to give it a visit once more. But considering this one is 4.5% compared to my 6%er beforehand, it definitely felt like it's appropriate to do another round. Cheers, everyone. Very nice. It definitely tastes like a lager. Like there's a very distinct flavor in that. You know, it's funny. I was talking about my parents before, and I always like to joke that the whole craft beer microbrewery scene didn't really get off to a start while my dad was still around. So I always wonder, is this something that he would have enjoyed talking about, like exploring with me? Or would he have looked at what I was drinking and then think, what is this shit? Compared to what he would have, like a Labatt 50, Wildcat, Old Milwaukee. Don't get me wrong, I like those from time to time, but the other types, you know, sometimes I like to diversify on occasion. I know my mom saw my whole love of craft beers before, because she was definitely a huge supporter of my channel when I was starting up. So she got a taste of my style, what I was drinking, and everything else that came with it. You know, it does feel kind of melancholic having this right now. But I don't want to dwell on it too much. I'm enjoying this style of beer. I'm enjoying the food. I'll finish off and see if I continue here or if I make my way elsewhere to wrap things up for a nice, interesting new episode. So we'll be right back after these messages. Oh yeah, right. I'm not sponsored. Damn it. And speaking of classic dishes, I thought if I'm gonna have something to eat, I may as well go for something that does scream Montreal. Smoked meat sandwich. This is one of the spots around here that actually has that pretty well. And the last time I came here for one of those, I thought it was decent for the price that you paid. You get some small pickles, but you also get a lot of potato chips here. So I probably already talked about it in an older episode, but a lot of the bars that I've seen, they don't seem to have a fryer here for fries. Apparently it takes a different kind of certification and license to do it. So the workaround for that would be just get potato chips and you're good to go. Not that I'm complaining, because I mean, the way I see it, chips are chips, and you got something to eat. And this seems to be pretty basic smoked meat sandwich, rye bread, mustard as you would expect. But very delicious too. Funny, I think I've been to a few bars where you would ask for a sandwich and then they'll say you have an option between baseball mustard and Dijon mustard. I don't think I've ever had that option when I was growing up before. But then again, I've never seen anyone refer to regular mustard as baseball mustard, so you know, you learn something new every day. But this is good for what I'm getting at a simple bar, because one of my favorite smoked meats I had was Lester's Deli over in Outremont that I recorded last summer. And if you want to see that episode again, I'm going to put a card in the top right corner for you to watch that one. So I went there, I went to Monsieur Ricard for a starter pint before going there, and then ended up at Vieux du Ciel in Mile End, not too far from where the Cibois Brewery is. That was a pretty awesome episode to do. Summer fun time also, which I'm kind of dying for, because once the sun comes up, terraces are all going to be opened up and I'll be able to enjoy a pint while outside. There's actually one bit of decor that I forgot to mention when I was looking around here. A lot of the walls, ceilings, it looks like what they did was they took some old vinyl records, took the pockets, kind of, you know, repurposed them to make it a little bit of the wallpaper. So right off the bat, I'm looking around, I could see Rush's debut album, I could see Elvis Costello's My Aim Is True, Elton John, Honky Chateau, Synchronicity by The Police, Ace Frehley's solo album. That's an unexpected one. And Genesis is a Trickle of Tale, which is the first album where Phil Collins wasn't just the drummer, but he was also the lead singer after Peter Gabriel had left. Yeah, that's some fun trivia. Most people know Phil Collins for his solo career and for singing, but they probably don't even know he's actually a drummer, and one of the best on the planet too. I'm liking it. But I'm hearing some other Irish music being played in the bar too, which sort of makes sense considering I am recording this the day before St. Patrick's Day, so that means that everybody has their decor lined up with a lot of green and white. They're probably playing a lot of Irish music, specials on Guinness, Kilkenny Irish red ale, not the red head, and shots of Jameson. So you're probably going to see that everywhere within the city or any pub that has some kind of an Irish presence. As far as what I'm going to be doing, I don't know. Maybe I'll enjoy something Irish tonight, or I'll save it for another time, but we'll see. I'm just going to say that I'm enjoying what I'm doing so far with this classic brew. So I had to decide what I wanted to do to finish things off around here, and as luck would have it, I wanted to feel Irish for a day, even though my heritage isn't really Irish. It's Ukrainian, Polish, Estonian, and Canadian for a good measure. So I just thought, when in Rome, try something else. I went for a stout, because it was the only Irish thing I could see on the menu, but it's not a Guinness actually, it's the St. Ambroise stout. And I feel like the last time I had that, it was sometime like almost a year ago when I did a little vlog over at the St. Ambroise Brewery. Great spot. You got a nice view of the Lachine Canal, and it's very nice open space and cozy. If you want to see that, I'm going to put a card in the top right corner and hope that YouTube hasn't maximized my cards, because I know you can only do 5 in one video. And it's only 4.2%, so it's definitely an easier one compared to the New England IPA, which means I'm covering St. Patrick's Day, I covered my dad's style beer, I covered my own beer, and I think I got all grounds. But for an added bonus, I didn't realize there was a promo going on where for a couple of bucks I could do a pint of that, and I was given some Canadian Club rye. That's the thing is with the Canadian Club, it's a type of Canadian whiskey as opposed to an Irish or a Scottish whiskey. Scottish whiskeys are usually going to be made out of barley or malt, as they would say. Canadian whiskeys usually use rye, the same kind of grain used to make a rye bread, which actually was appropriate considering I did a smoked meat sandwich with rye bread. But the thing is that the taste is very different. Rye, or at least the way they distill rye, feels like it's a bit sweeter. So when you do a taste of this, it's almost like, it tastes a bit like a rum, because it's almost as sweet. And considering that I do have a shooter in here, that means that unlike my other videos where I'm going to be doing, whiskey just to sip and enjoy my time, means I'm going to be doing a shooter for the very first time on camera. Well, I guess I could say, when in Rome. And at the last minute, I decided I'm not even going to shoot this because I like to take my time with the whiskey. Only certain friends will I be doing a shot all from start to finish in one go. Otherwise, if I'm alone, I prefer to taste it and enjoy myself, because how do you really enjoy it if you're doing the shot all at once? It just makes you think a lot. But anyways, I did the shot here. Let's see what this one is like. What am I doing? Cheers to the dark rye. Rye and stout, I guess. This one is not bad. Again, the last time I had this was on a taster platter at the brewery, and it's smooth. It has a small hint of chocolate, maybe some coffee in there, which is typical of stouts, but it's just awesome. And it's a perfect way to kind of wrap things up on this weekend, where I covered family history, a good hike, my own style of beer, smoked meat sandwich, and also St. Patrick's Day. So everybody, thanks for watching this latest edition of the Wanayuki Cheese Café. So once again, if you like what you see, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button below. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy my antics, my wanders, my stories, and everything that seems to come with my explorations. And if you have any ideas for future episodes, leave in the comment section. I'll see what I can do. And until then, take care. See you next time. I'm not going to wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day because it's going to be a little while before this episode drops. Such is life. And the only thing I do know for sure is I'll probably need to find a coffee along the way home. Luckily, there should be no shortage of places I could get them from.
Hey, little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go away and leave you all alone? I got a bad desire. Tell me now, baby, is he good to you? And can he do to you the things that I do? Oh no, I can take you high. Oh, I'm on fire. Sometimes it's like someone took a knife, baby, edgy and dull, and cut a 6-inch valley through the middle of my skull. At night I wake up with the sheets soaking wet and a freight train running through the middle of my head. Only you